Shalom, shalom, all praises be unto Yahweh by Shimei Shai, Bishim Rakakadash. Double honor to the elders and apostles of great Muslim that were well. Shalom to the elect man. This Bible topic is going to be basically the Bible is against feminism, man. Yeah, that's one of Esau's tactics to control the population, to oppress men, is by giving that demonic wine, that backwards mentality to destroy the minds of the people, man. Yeah. So the Bible is against feminism. So this is Jeremiah 31 verse 22, and this was prophecy of basically feminism, man. Women getting into power in positions of authority, yeah, and getting beyond men. This is Jeremiah 31 verse 22, and it reads, "How long wilt thou go about, O thou backsliding daughter? For the Lord have created a new thing in the earth. A woman shall compass a man." Yeah, so a woman will be ahead of men, right? And just because it's a new thing doesn't mean it's a good thing. Yeah, because we can see the effects of today of feminism. It has destroyed both men and women, the families, the nuclear family, but especially has destroyed women, man. You know, warped their minds, increasing promiscuous behavior, diseases, you know, because of sexual liberation is all came with the feminism too. The pills messed up people's hormones and stuff, women's hormones and ability to have children, you know, all these technologies, you know, effing up the population, man. Pills and drugs and needles and, you know, all this media influence as well is corrupted the minds of the people. Yeah, women are seen as untouchable and they can do no wrong. Yeah, but they can abuse men though. Yeah, they can be abusive and get away with things, man. Yeah. Anyways, it's the book of Esther, chapter 1, verse 10, and to the end. And this is during what the Persian Empire, you know, Xerxes. And it says, as you can see, the Esther 1 and 10 from the top says, Queen Vashti's refusal to the king. So already that's rebelliousness and a form of feminism, man. And I believe even people of the West in modern times now, women look up to Queen Vashti. Yeah, shows you how strong that feminism is, man. That's the demonic, man. Look at this. Esther 1 verse 10, it says, "On the 7th day, when the heart of the king was merry with wine, he commanded Mehuman, Bizfar, Habana, Bigithar, and Abagathar, Zephyr, and Carcass, with 7 chamberlains that served in the presence of Ahasuerus the king, to bring Vashti the queen before the king with a crown royal, to show the people and the princes her beauty, for she was fair to look on." So it's kind of like a beauty pageant, like you see now on television, a beauty pageant. Bring all the beautiful women in the world to showcase their beauty. So the king kind of basically did that, you know. He went to show his queen off. Look how beautiful my queen is, and have a party and stuff like that. And verse 12, "But Queen Vashti refused to come at the king's commandment by his chamberlains." Now, if anybody knows the difference between king and queen, everybody should know that the king is more superior than the queen. And in fact, a queen can only be queen is by election of the king. If the king elects a woman to be his wife, mistress, or whatever, then she could become queen. But a queen can never make a king. Yeah. A man can bring a woman up to status, but a woman can't bring a man up to status. That's just the way it is. Yeah. Because if that's the case, a woman will look down on you. That's the nature of women. Women, like you may have heard in like Red Pill and Manosphere stuff, which is reality, you know, a lot of the things they speak about, which is in the scriptures. But what is it? Yeah, hypergamy, man. Women date date across or above. Women like a man that is better than them naturally. Biological. It's biological. But anyways, it says in the scriptures as well. I think Ecclesiastes or Ecclesiasticus, Sirach. It's in the book of Sirach. Basically, it talks about, roughly paraphrasing, if a woman has to maintain a man, she will be basically like frustrated, you know. So that's the reality, man. But anyways, but the Queen Vashti refused to come at the king's commandment by his chamberlains. Therefore was the king very wroth, and his anger burned in him. Then the king said to the wise men which knew the times, for so was the king's manner towards all that knew law and judgment. And the next unto him was Kashena, Shapha, Admatha, Tarshish, Meres, Masena, and Memucan, the 7 princes of Persia and Media, which saw the king's face, which sat the first in the kingdom. What shall we do unto the Queen Vashti according to law, because she have not performed the commandment of the king Ahasuerus by the chamberlains? And Memucan answered before the king and the princes, Vashti the queen have not done wrong to the king only. Look at this. Not only did she do wrong to the king, but also to the princes and to all the people that are in all the provinces of the king Ahasuerus. So guess what? Even the Persians knew that this was a big matter. This was not just a personal matter, although it was personal, but this vibration and energy can pass on to other women and spread across their families, man. Spread across to other men. And it says it here, verse 17, for this deed of the queen shall come abroad unto all women, so that they shall despise their husbands in their eyes when it shall be reported. Yeah. So that influence of basically feminism will be passed onto the women, and now the women will act stuck up, rebellious, disagreeable, arrogant, entitled, rude, yeah, towards their counterparts. And guess what? Is that not happening now? Western women are demonic, man. Western women are rude. Yeah. Western women are very manipulative. They'll use the system and social norms or political correctness to manipulate you, man. A woman will intentionally provoke you to anger and tell you to your face, you can't hit me, I'm a woman. But she'll try and hit you. Now, if you go and hit her, you get locked up. See? So men, we got to operate in wisdom. Keep your hands to yourself, man. Don't be, putting your hands on women. Yeah. It's frustrating, it's oppression, but this is what we got to deal with, man. Pray to the Lord and, stay away from wicked women is what I can say. What scripture says, So you got to be careful out here. So it says, so that they shall despise their husbands in their eyes when it shall be reported. The king Ahasuerus commanded Vashti the queen to be brought in before him, but she came not. She refused. Likewise shall the ladies of Persia and Media say this day unto all the king's princes, which have heard of the deed of the queen. Thus shall there arise too much contempt and wrath. You see? Contempt and wrath. There's going to be friction and turmoil between families, man. That's not what happening now? Have you not noticed, due to feminism, there's been war on gender? Like, when I say gender, I'm not talking about just like the alphabet people. I'm talking about you're going on YouTube and there's men and women arguing against each other, fighting against each other in the West. The people of the East are not dealing with that. They've got families. Yeah, their culture shows you the roles they're supposed to play. The man's got to be the leader, and the woman's got to be the one that follows and submits. But in the West, they don't follow that. So what happens when they don't follow? High divorce rates, family dysfunctions, adultery, baby mamas, you know, finding out your child is not yours. Yeah? You can't find no virgin woman. See, everything feminism has brought into the West has created a cancer, has created problems. Yeah? Due to feminism, a woman can be a porn star. Yeah? And be highly exalted in society and have kids. And guess what? That child has to suffer the consequences of being bullied, or even face attempted, deletion, because he's getting bullied at school. Or he or she's getting bullied at school because their mother is a whore. You see, only in the West. But anyways, verse 19. If it please the king, let there go a royal commandment from him, and let it be written among the laws of the Persians and the Medes, that it be not altered, that Vashti come no more before the king Ahasuerus, and let the king royal estate unto another, and let the king give her royal estate unto another that is better than she. In other words, let her be replaced. Yeah, and guess what? That's a good thing. I mentioned that, and that's what men should do. And it's also in the scriptures as well. If she's not pleased to dwell with you, give her a bill of divorce. In other words, she's supposed to get replaced. And even like in the red pill and all of that, they talk about things like that. Charge her to the game or replace her and stuff like that. Well, that's in the Bible. It says it here. And let the king give her royal estate unto another that is better than she. So we got to replace these bitches, man. If she's acting up, she's not doing her the godly divine duty to be a helpmeet according to the scriptures, being a rebellious demon trying to drain your life, trying to kill you mentally and physically and spiritually, well, she needs to be replaced. You need to say no. You need to stand up for yourself. You see? So that's what the scripture is basically saying. Verse 20. And when the king's decree which he shall make shall be published throughout all his empire, for it is great, all the wives shall give to their husbands honor, both to great and small. You see? So that's how they handle the problem. Yeah? They put out the law, they made a decree. Look, you women can't be acting like this, man. You're supposed to be giving honor and respect to your man. Now, do they, in the Western world, do they promote that? Do they say you men need to, you women need to fix up. You need to be submissive. You need to respect and honor your husband's hard work. He's making life easy for you. He's buying you all these things. He's treating you with care and love. Yeah, he's helping you support you and the children. He's working his ass off at work. Hey, you need to show some respect, man. They don't promote that in the West. Rather, it's the reverse. You men need to bow down to women. Yeah, you men need to cater to women's needs. Yeah. Oh, she's out. She's way out of your league. Yeah, everything is to a woman could do whatever she wants. You can't tell her what to do, what she wants. All of that. That's what's promoted in the West, and it pumps demonic vibrations in the woman's brain, man. Yeah, that's why there's so much chaos and dysfunction in the West. You see, when you go against the Bible, bad things happen. That's the equation. Read it again. And when the king's decree which he shall make shall be published throughout all his empire, for it is great, all the wives shall give to their husbands honor, both to great and small. Yeah, so if you put a penalty for bad behavior, look, these women will be acting right. Majority of these women will be acting right. Look at everything. Shit, man. I don't want to do that. I'm going to bring shame. Shit, I don't want to do that. I'll go to, I don't know, jail or something like that. Or I don't want to do this wickedness, adultery. I'm going to get put to death according to the scriptures. You see, so when you put penalties and judgment, yeah, of bad behavior, criminal activity, yeah, then people start acting right. Like, imagine if the West put a law, look, Nobody's supposed to be hitting each other, yeah? If you woman want to put hands on a man, he's allowed to put hands on you. Guess what will happen overnight? A lot of women won't be putting hands on men. You see? Because they know they have to face the consequences. Or if they put the law out there in the West, if you women do the same type of criminal activity men do, you're gonna get charged the same. You're gonna get this. You're gonna be penalized the same. If the man's doing 10 years for that, you're gonna do 10 years for that. What's gonna happen? These women are gonna start acting like shit, man. If I do that, I'm gonna get a longer sentence, just like these men have. Nah, man, I wanna stay away from that. You see, people will act right when you penalize them properly. Yeah, but that's the world we live in. Thanks to Esau, you know, women get away with almost everything. Anyways, verse 21, and the saying pleased the king and the princes, and the king did according to the word of Memucan. For he sent letters into all the kingdom's provinces, into every province according to the writing thereof, and to every people after their language, that every man should bear rule in his own house. You see? So it was promoted in society that man is the ruler of the household, the family. But they don't promote that in the West. Yeah, they've neglected traditional values. Even though America, UK, talk about they follow Christian values. No, they don't. They're the complete opposite, man. And ever since they lost the ways of quote unquote Christian values, what's happened to society? Become decayed, more chaos, more dysfunction, more civil unrest, more uproars of the people. Yeah, so much fighting each other, so much death and confusion. You give an inch to wickedness, the wickedness becomes a mile. That every man should bear a rule in his own house, and that it should be published according to the language of every people. So guess what? Even though we were enslaved by the Persians and stuff like that, even they had the common sense and the righteousness to make sure that there was order. Yeah. He made sure that even the genders of every people, of every heathen or every countryman or every nation, race of people, made sure that they followed the godly divine order and role between men and women, man. But that's that on that. 1 Corinthians 11:3, straight to the point. But I'll have you know that the head of every man is Yahushua Mashiach, right? Who the world equally calls Jesus Christ, who's a so-called black man, according to the Bible. And it says, and the head of the Lord, slack it. The head of every man is Yahushua Mashiach. So who's above us men? It's the Lord, Yahushua, man. Yeah, we are his, man. Right? And the head of the woman is the man. Head. What does head mean? Chief, officer, above. Yeah. So we are above women, man. Women need to listen to us, not we listen to them. Now you can consider their thoughts and opinions, but guess what? You as a man, you are the final factor, the final decision maker. You decide if you want to listen to her or not. Yeah, she's not an authority. You're an authority. And I speak this to myself. This is something we got to practice, man, and be it, not just speak it. And the head of the woman is the man, and the head of Yahushua Mashiach is the Most High. So the head of the Lord, Yahushua, who the world calls Jesus Christ, ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, is God, the Heavenly Father, Yahweh. He's above the Lord. Do you think the Lord complains? When you read in the scriptures, the Lord said what? I didn't come to do my own will. I came to do the will of the Father. That's submission unto the Lord. So we got to submit to Yahweh Shai and the Most High. Yeah. So the women have to submit to the man. If they can't even submit to the man, which is their origin of purpose, to be a helpmeet to a man, they're going to be destroyed, because you can't even fulfill your basic purpose in the according to the scriptures. What's the basic purpose of man? Ecclesiastes 12 and 13. Yeah, this is the whole duty of man: fear the Most High and keep His commandments. Bam, straight to the point. But anyways, that's it. I'm gonna come back with another video on the same topic. Anyways, with that, shalom.